Hey friend, it is me, it is she, it is her, Angela Raw and Real, and I am back with another video. And today's video is going to be, as you can see, 10 things you need to know before getting Sisterlocks. Now, first I just want to tell y'all, thank you so much for supporting my channel. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe button now. Why not? But let me just go ahead and get right into the video. If you see me looking down, I got some notes right here, so yeah, that's why I'm looking down. Okay, so first thing first is the price. So Sisterlocks are not cheap. It really just depends, because first of all, you want to go to if you really want Sisterlocks, because there's a lot of people that have rebranded Sisterlocks, and then they call them micro locks and tiny locks or whatever. But if you want actual Sisterlocks, like from the brand, you want to go to the Sisterlock website and find a actual certified Sisterlock consultant in your area, and go directly through that website. Yes, so that's what I did. I actually knew someone, my boyfriend's mom, she had Sisterlocks, and she went through certified Sisterlock consultant through the website, which her name is Karen Bob. But like I said, she was in Texas, but she just moved to South Carolina. So I actually started doing my own reties, but that's another topic for another video. At the end of the day, like I was saying, the price is the price, and you can pay anywhere from $500 to $2,000. My install happened to be $1,200. I got my hair kind of cut. My Sisterlock consultant cut my hair a lot, like maybe 4 inches of hair off, when she was doing my hair to like make it a lot more even, because I hadn't had a trim in I don't know how long. But that was just for my particular hair. That's how much she charged for an install for my hair. The shorter your hair, the cheaper it would most likely be. The thicker your hair, it all depends on how thick your hair is, how long your hair is, your hair density, all of that. So you also not only want to find out the price of the install, you want to go ahead and find out the price of the reties as well, because my Sisterlock consultant, she did reties for $100 flat, and then it only took her like 2 hours to 2.5 hours max to do my reties. So you want to find out the price, because it is not cheap. But if you go to a trainee, it could be cheap. It could be cheaper, because they're trying to still gain that notoriety and just kind of establish themselves as a true Sisterlock consultant. So if you want to go that route, you can. That will be helpful to somebody who is trying to get their foot in the door and gain clientele and everything like that. But it may take a lot longer for your establishment to be done. Number 2 is try to have a backup loctician, because if you live somewhere where there is not a lot of locticians, Sisterlock consultants, and you're the same thing that happened to me could happen to you, basically, where my consultant moved out of state. Luckily she started coming back down here because she didn't have a lot of clientele where she would move to. But I went ahead and just learned how to do it myself, and so from now on I'm going to do it myself. I just happened to just maybe a few weeks ago do my first full retightening by myself, which I'm so proud of myself. But you want to try your best, even though you have your consultant that you're going to, try to find if you can 2 or 3, make 1 or 2 at least one person that you can go up to as a backup, because you never know what can happen you know, with your sister-like consultant. She can, you know, get hurt or she is unable to do hair. She, you know, could move. She could, you know, stop doing hair. She could become overbooked. She could, you know, anything could happen. So just make sure that you can move, you know. So, I mean, whatever. Just be sure to try to have you a backup, because that is always a good thing. Okay, number 3. When you get your locks installed, they're going to be scalpy. You're going to see your scalp. And this is what we call the ugly phase. So when you're first, when you get your locks installed, the first way it's gonna look, it's not gonna be full, you know, too super full. Your locks gonna look thin. Your hair is gonna look really thin. So, and then as it matures, or, you know, yeah, basically as it matures, it will start to bud and the locks will start to thicken up. And then as you get new growth, you won't be able to see your grid as much until you get that fresh retie. But some people call this the ugly phase. You know, once you get it installed, the first, you know, like 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks or whatever, right before you start like washing your hair and everything, your hair will, you will see the length of your hair, you know. And then like as you start to, you know, braid and band, wash your hair and stuff like that, it will shrink up. And I'll like maybe insert some pictures of what mine's look like, you know, when I first got it installed versus like month 2 or whatever, and it just like got super short. But yeah, you know, you're gonna have to, you know, hopefully you love your hair, and if you don't, then, you know, you can definitely do protective styles on it, throw a wig on, throw a hat on, whatever. But this is basically a good time for you if you're, you know, your hair is not just, you know, super, you used to wearing wigs or whatever, braids, your confidence might be a little low, on the low side. But to me, I just, you know, I knew that I definitely would consider my beginner stages a ugly phase, and I didn't care. I was to that point. I knew by the time I turned 30 I wanted locks. I got mine installed when I was 31. And I was just over my hair. Like, I was just like, I'm done with natural hair. I got 4C hair. It's really hard for me to maintain. It's a lot of work. It's a job. Okay. And I was already working real hard at the time. So I was just at that point where I'm like, I don't care what people think about my hair. It is what it is. It's going to get long. I know it's going to grow. I know it's going to get full. I know it's going to get thick. I don't care what the beginner stages look like. I got the Sisterlocks and I'm going on this journey. I don't care who like it. But that was my mentality. You might feel a little differently. So just be aware of that. And number 4, when you get your Sisterlocks, nobody really tells you about like how your hair sheds. Like every day your hair sheds like 100 hairs or more per day. So all of that shedded hair, some of it will actually fall out, you know, but a lot of it, majority of it will get intertwined in your locks. It'll, you know, they'll be intertwined on the inside of your locks, on the outside of your locks. And as the hair sheds from the hair follicle, those little white bulbs at the ends are going to be still attached to that shedded hair, and it's going to look like dandruff in your hair. You're going to see like a whole bunch of little white dots when you like look at your locks up close, and you're going to be like, what is that? Where's all these white dots coming from? You're going to think you got dandruff. And to me, I'm used to it. I've heard a lot of people say that you can dye it to make those little bulbs and stuff disappear, but I'm used to it. I really don't care. It don't bother me, but it bothers a lot of people. And I've actually seen, at one point it did bother me. And I looked up some videos and figured out like, oh, okay, so that's pretty normal for locks anyway. So I just got over it. But so that's something that you need to look out for. Number 5 is be aware that your hair will look, it won't come out looking like your hair crush. Everybody has a hair crush when they want to get locks, whether they be traditional sister locks, micro locks, you know, whatever, brother locks, it don't matter. Everybody has a hair crush, somebody that they've been looking at, somebody's hair that they're in love with, and you're gonna think that when you get your hair installed, oh, my hair is gonna look just like theirs. And the crazy thing is, it possibly could come out looking like theirs, but because they're further along in their journey than you're still gonna have to go through the stages. You might get to that place one day where you know your hair looks like theirs. You finally get to that place. If y'all have the same density hair, the same, you know, texture hair, but it's not, when you get your hair installed, you're gonna have a ways to go before, you know, your hair come out looking like how you want it to look, you know. So just keep that in mind. The 6th thing is be prepared for people to be staring at you when you get, you know, your locks. When you have the entire time that you know, are locked, from the time you get your hair installed, from the time you get the install all the way through your journey, be prepared for people to stare. They're going to want to know, they're going to be curious, and they're going to ask a lot of questions. Some people are going to want to touch it. Me, I'm not the type of person that you can just run up and touch and dig all through my head unless I'm very familiar with you. I really don't even care for people in my head. I've never liked to get my hair done. So but definitely be prepared for people to ask questions.
When are you gonna, you know, take that down? What are those? Are they braids? Is that your real hair? Is it extensions? You know, just how long are you gonna keep that in? You know, how often do you wash it? How many locks do you have? What is that called?
Just all kind of questions. You know, questions really don't bother me. I try to explain and educate people the best that I can, especially, you know, if they are, you know, African American and they're looking to get Sisterlocks. Because, you know, I like to, you know, just support locks. It's a natural movement, and I love this hair. You know, I love this this hair style, or whatever you want to call it. I love Sisterlocks, so I'm always, you know, advertising for Sisterlocks, and, you know, just locks in general. I love locks, so I'm always, you know, boosting people up when I hear them saying like, oh, I love your hair, I want to get some too, and, you know, things like that. So I always encourage people, yeah, you should try it, you know. But yeah, just be prepared for them questions. So number 7, how long will it take for the hair to mature? Because like I said, when you get it installed, it's going to be thin. You're going to be able to see your grid. It's going to look scalpy. And as it starts to, you know, as you start to get your new growth, wash, braid and band, and, you know, just go further into your journey, your hair will start to mature. It'll start to bud, and it'll start to thicken up. So, typically, depending on your hair texture and the density of your hair, that could take 1 to 2 years. Sometimes it could take longer, depending on like what type of hair texture you have. I know people who've gone past 2 years and they still have like some budding left to do. So their locks aren't all the way fully matured yet. So it took about a good year, maybe close to a year and a half. Not completely a year and a half, but I would say a good year and almost 6 months for me to just feel like, okay, my hair is locked completely. Like, but even before then, I didn't braid and band. I really sucked at that. Like I never I did braid and band a little bit first couple months, but I was just like, I'm over it. Like I really needed to wash my hair like loose. I needed my hair to be loose because I didn't feel like my hair was getting clean, especially with that Sisterlocks shampoo. I just couldn't. It didn't work well with me. Sisterlocks shampoo is a clarifying shampoo. It's very drying, and I never really used a clarifying shampoo before I used that Sisterlocks shampoo, and it just, I don't know, I think the whole process of getting Sisterlocks kind of irritated my scalp, and changing my shampoos up and stuff and just my hair regimen. My scalp was really irritated, and I wound up suffering with a lot of dandruff in the beginner stages of my lock journey. So I stopped using Sisterlocks shampoo earlier on in the process when you know, my consultant told me, you know, like basically that I should still be using it and braiding and banding and all of that. But I just stopped. I was just like, you know what, this is not working for me. It's not working for my scalp. Like, I've been doing my hair, taking care of my hair all my life, so I'm just gonna have to, you know, rework some things, try to figure out what's gonna work for me. And I did that, and I pretty much, you know, got my scalp back to a healthy place. Let me see. So, but yeah, about 1 to 2 years, maybe a little more, depending on your texture, for, you know, how long it's gonna take your hair to mature. And then number 8, getting your hair retightened. So reties, that is something crucial that you need to really stay on top of if you want healthy locks, because if you are, you know, planning on going a long time in between your reties, you know, more than 8 weeks, I say you are looking at some kind of damage to your locks. Like, yeah, I mean, you better have some thick density hair, some dense hair, some strong hair, and some you know, thick hair if you want to, you know, just go a long period of time without getting your hair retied, because what it's going to do is basically cause thinning. It's going to create spots in your locks that are going to be thin and spots that are going to be thick, and your locks are, it's just going to put your locks at risk for breaking. And you want to keep, you know, the shaft of your hair as even as possible and not have a lot of thin spots. You know, when you have a lot of thin spots, it's basically from, you know, going too long without a retie, and then multiple other things that you could be doing wrong. But yeah, stay on top of your reties. If your consultant tell you need to go every 4 to 6 weeks, go to every 4 to 6 weeks. And yeah, just make sure you stay on top of that, because it definitely can cause you damage to your locks, and you don't want that, because you paid a whole lot of money to get them. So you want to make sure that you take care of them. Okay. The 9th thing is be prepared for your install. Reties as well. Reason why I say be prepared, what I mean by that is it's going to take a long time. Okay. Now, the more experienced a Sisterlock consultant is, the quicker it takes. My install experience was 2 days. It was over a span of 17 hours. I did 10 hours the first day, and then I finished up with 7 hours the next day. And it really didn't feel like it took that long, to be honest, but it was just the fact that it was over 2 days. I've heard some people say that they've taken their install took up to 38 hours. So that's a long time to be getting your hair installed. It really depends on the length of your hair too. The shorter your hair is, the shorter it's going to take for them to install it. And that goes for reties as well. So and then the more locks you have, obviously, if you choose a smaller size or medium size or larger size, the number of locks that you have and the length of your hair is going to determine how long that install and your reties are going to take. So keep that in mind. And make sure that you're prepared the day of your install as well as your reties, because you're gonna need some food, you're gonna need some water, you're gonna need a phone charger, a laptop, iPad, tablet, something, whatever. You know, you're gonna need you some snacks and all of that, because it is a long process. You're gonna be sitting in that chair for hours. You need a pillow to put under your butt, everything. So yeah, make sure that you are prepared. And then that number 10, the last and final thing, is to have patience with your Sisterlocks. Don't get into the Sisterlock journey and be rushing the process. Don't rush the process. Trust the process. Okay, love the journey, because it's gonna be times where you get to like your 3rd year and you're gonna look back at pictures of your 1st year and be like, oh, like I love that hairstyle, I thought I was popping back then. Or you're gonna get into your 6th year and be like, oh man, my hair is so long, I don't know what to do with it now. And you're gonna miss the length that you were when you were at your 2-year mark. So you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you gotta really just be patient. Your hair is gonna grow. It's gonna do its thing. Let it do its thing. Let it lock. Let it mature. Let it grow. Do your reties and just enjoy the process. Don't rush the process. Trust the process and sit back and enjoy it. Enjoy every hairstyle that you get to make it to, and just looking back at everything, document your journey. Go back and look at it, and it's a beautiful thing to just start that journey and be able to go back and look at day one, 6 months, year one, all of the different transitions that you go through with your hair. It's really beautiful, to go through and to look back at. And it's just beautiful what our hair can do in general. Like, I love my hair. I love it. I love my hair. So, and I never want to cut it, but just be committed, stay committed, and love the journey. All right, so that is the 10 things right there that you should know, or that I feel that you should know before you get Sisterlocks. And I just wanted to put y'all up on game, let y'all know what my thoughts were about it, and yeah, share that with you guys. So again, as you guys know, I am new to the YouTube community, and if you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. All of the views, I really appreciate them. Comments, I appreciate them. Likes, subscribe, please, you guys, subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that. I'm trying my best to be a serious content creator, so I want to get as many subscribers as possible. And thank you guys so much for your support, and I'll be dropping another video soon. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I drop a new video. But that is all that I have for you guys today. All right, bye.